let me make myself perfectly clear. That was a banker. That was the game where you do not do anything but win. You don't drop points. You don't concede 2 goals at home to Ipswich. You don't, because it's criminal. It's football suicide to do so. And anybody who thinks this is negative or I'm overreacting, well, you're a deer in the headlights. You haven't been following the trajectory. You haven't been looking at the performances. You've just been looking at the position in the table and thinking everything's okay. Every little thing, it gonna be all right. That's what you've been doing. Now, let me tell you what I've been doing. I've been saying this is gonna be a difficult run. We need to bank points, but we need to play well. I've been saying this is going to the last day. I've even said in this game, 3-0 we're gonna win. Now cook me, but I thought this was gonna be a banker. I thought this was gonna be a win. But even me, someone that has been pretty, negative in regards to the way we've been playing or the way that we've been performing, even I'm finished. So forget if you were ultra positive in this run. Now everybody's cooked. Everybody's done. Because you cannot drop points at home to Ipswich. You cannot concede 2 goals. Look at the quality of the defending. Forget all these clean sheets. Oh, we've got 5 clean sheets in 6. Southampton, Leicester, Legia Warsaw. Okay. But do we really think these guys are going to consistently defend well, competently to the end of the season? Do we truly believe that? Again, you got to watch. You got to watch. You got to take stock of what you're seeing against Brentford. Clean sheet, yeah, but you can see it. You can see chances are being created against us. The standard of defending for the 2 goals we conceded can be said nothing less than just shambolic. Disgraceful, disgusting, just pure and utter championship level defending against the soon-to-be championship team in Ipswich. First 10-15 minutes, we're dominating. There's gaps. We're playing through the lines. We don't even have to worry about overlaps and underlaps at fullback because they're not even defending themselves. They're looking to have this kind of pressing from the front, committing bodies forward, it's almost a training exercise. But in that first 10, 15, 20 minutes, we didn't take advantage with the goal. We didn't put them to the sword. We had a couple of nice shots. We had a couple of saves from Palmer, their goalkeeper. Jackson hitting the post, Madueke hitting the post, Enzo Fernandez shot over. But I was thinking, this is just going to carry on this way because it's Ipswich. They're already relegated. This is an Ipswich team that were 12 points away from Wolves and still are because they beat Tottenham. 12 points. They lost to Wolves last weekend at home, 2-1. This is the Ipswich team that we have 1 point out of 6 against. The team that is 12 points from safety. The team that had Liam Delap, the striker that we're looking at, on the bench. Omari Hutchinson, not even in the squad. 2 of their most dangerous attackers were not in the starting 11. And we still conceded 2 goals to them. Both of them down the same side. Cucurella, Colwell, do you know what? Everyone. Tosin, there's not a single defender. Goalkeeper Sanchez, willy-nilly passing again. Listen, there's not a single defender in this team today that is not getting cooked, not getting flamed, not getting grilled, not getting burnt because you all... Catastrophe. I let it go, 1 goal, cool. Against the run of play, on the counter, on the transition, it can happen. You're going to go on to win 3-1. You're going to come back from this. Just like I thought at the away game when we lost 2-0. But no, these guys just comical, continue. And then actually Ipswich realised we're not actually taking our chances. So hey, we've got our goal now. Let's actually kick on. Let's keep going. Shot wide, couple shots wide today. Ipswich could have scored more today. They get the second. Oh, wow. Now we're really screwed. Now Ipswich are going into a low block. Now Ipswich are going with a 4-5-1. Now Ipswich are doubling up at the flanks. So that good 15, 20 minute, the rest of the half, dead. Dead. Defending like crap. Can't attack. Can't create. Dead. Whole first half, outside those first 15, 20 minutes dead against one of the worst teams in the league at home. And this is the type of trajectory, the type of signs and signals that is going to show us that we're getting top 5. This is a season where there's an extra place for Champions League and we're still struggling to meet the criteria. This is a season where we're playing friendlies and preseason matches on a Thursday and we're still struggling to keep people in the team. We're having to rotate. Where's Reece James today? We're rotating for Legia Warsaw on Thursday, Maresca? We're rotating for Legia Warsaw on Thursday. The game that we're 3-0 up in, we don't have Reece James in the side today, but even then, the team is still strong enough to beat Ipswich. But I'm not understanding the rotation for some of the fullbacks recently. Cucurella 2 games out in a row, Reece James today. I'm not getting it. I'm not understanding it personally. But we should still be winning. But this is how we are. This is how we're struggling under these circumstances, let alone if you were to be playing Europa League or Champions League, God forbid. How on earth would you make Champions League in the same season as playing in Champions League? Maybe Newcastle will show us. Maybe Aston Villa will show us. Aston Villa, they're in it. They're in the mix. But we are currently 5th, hanging on by the skin of our teeth for Newcastle to probably beat Man United in the late kickoff and then have the game in hand against Palace. And this was our easiest fixture for the rest of the season. And we've dropped points. We've drawn 2-2. We've drawn 2-2 in our easiest fixture left. The only team you really said, yeah, we're going to win. You got Fulham away. You got Everton at home. And then you know what happens next. Second half, couldn't have started any better. Cucurella, straight in, 46 minutes. Cool. But then look at that gap from 46 all the way to 80. No goals. Palmer had a masterclass for Ipswich in goal. I can't get onto our attack too much because we actually created some high quality chances today. We actually had some big, shots that were on goal, massive saves from Palmer that really, if the goalkeeper's not moving like a freak, they go in. So I'm actually more angry with the defense today, the clean sheet consistent kids back there, because the attack actually, you could say in some ways they were unlucky. We had like 35 shots today. We peppered their goal for the second half. Yeah. Palmer, I don't know what's going on, but we had the wrong masterclass from the wrong Palmer. Our Palmer, whenever he shoots now, it doesn't feel different. It doesn't feel different to a shot from anybody else in the attack. It feels just scuffed. It just feels straight down the keeper's throat. Jackson, he's had his chances today. He's not taken them. We already knew when he came back into the side what he's going to bring, but what he's not going to bring. So we need a striker. So it's not all going to be roses and sunsets. We still lack what we lack with Jackson up front, which is why now it's absolutely unthinkable not to go and get a striker. Liam Delap maybe will be the guy that came off the bench and even started ripping up Chalobah on that right-hand side, right? 30 million. Do you know what? At this point, we ain't even got a second choice striker after Jackson. You're definitely improving the attack by bringing him in. Do I want him to be the option next season as the spearhead of the attack, the guy that's meant to be kicking us on, putting all that pressure on him? No, probably better to have him as a second choice. And at this point, just move Jackson to a wing position. Just move him out wide because you can't count on him to score. Why has Cucurella got better box movement than all of our attackers combined? Why? Someone break that shit down for me. Because his goal, the first goal, that's incredible box movement. Rushes to the near post, gets there first, puts it into the back of the net. Why has he got better box movement than all of our attackers? Why? Sancho plucks one from out of nowhere, top corner, freedom footballer, freedom fighter. Well done to you. I'm still sending you back to Man United personally, I'll be honest. Neto, racking up the key passes, but his crossing overhit. Very hot and cold again today with the crossing. Other side, Madueke, racking up the key passes. Enzo could have left the pitch with 2 assists. How many times is he putting it into dangerous areas? We're not capitalising. Ball across the box, great cross, nobody on the end of it. He was good. He handled business in the midfield in terms of creating. Palmer, I said I was concerned after the Leicester win. I'm still concerned. When is he going to start? Is he going to start playing how he was at the start of the season? Not even when, if. Is he going to do it before the end of the season? Is he going to do it? That's a question now. It's not a guarantee. It's not an expectation. It's is he? Because if he doesn't, we're screwed. But do you know what? We're already screwed. We're not going to make Champions League. That's my opinion now. After this result, 2-2 against Ipswich, we're not making Champions League. So anybody who was telling people, we're 4th, what's the problem? We're meeting the objective. Why are you complaining? You know why? Because the trajectory and what we're watching clearly states that we're not going to stay 4th. It's okay to beat. You can be 6th and have won 5 games in a row, and your trajectory is to be 4th. So you should be upbeat, happy, looking forward to the next game. If you have 1 win in the last 5, I'm not saying we do, but you know, and you're 4th, your trajectory is 6th. You're not looking like you're going to get 4th. Why that doesn't click in people's brain when we're talking football, I don't understand. But today you understand. Today you now understand why people were concerned, why people are not happy after wins, because we're not looking like we're going to stay in the position we need to stay in. And we're not, because now we are going to be 6th. Now we are going to be out of Champions League places after the game week. Now we will have to go to Fulham away and Everton at home, who just beat Forest. Oh yay, Forest lost. We're going to get 3rd. Woo! Who told you, 1, that we were going to beat Everton, low block, and 2, who told you that we were thinking of 3rd? Why are you thinking of 3rd? What is it with people overshooting their load? People shooting their load. No time. 30 seconds, you've already blown your load. We're not getting 3rd. We're trying to get 5th. We're trying to even get a place. And you're thinking about running before. How many times I've talked about stop running before you learn how to walk? People are running before they're walking. Constantly. Dreaming. For no reason. You're a grown adult. You should see darkness. What are you dreaming for? Dreaming is for kids. Look at what's going on in front of you. And that's that. Finished. Simple. 1 + 2 is 3. 2 + 2 is 4. 1 + 5 is not 9. It's not. And people like to do maths that don't math. And I'm not doing it around here. And I've been very consistent. People be like, oh, no, my reviews are very consistent. I'm looking at how we're playing. I'm looking at the opposition we're playing. And I'm putting 2 and 2 together and thinking, this team, they're going to the final day at best for Champions League spots. They're going to the final day because they're not improving. Since the winter period, we are not improving. Now today, attacking wise, again, like I said, I'm not going to cuss too much because Palmer in goal, Enzo save, loads of saves. I can't even think of them all. 35 shots, incredible goalkeeper, incredible, almost goal line saving clearances from Ipswich. Ipswich were fantastic. But the way we defend, it just goes to show once again, both boxes we cannot be depended upon. So even when you think we're racking up all these clean sheets, do not forget what clowns we have defending. What clowns we have defending. The error-prone defenders that we have. There's no leaders back there. There's no accountability back there. Just don't forget. Just don't forget because we kept clean sheets against Southampton and Leicester and Legia Warsaw and Tottenham. Come on, man. We're sleepwalking into bullshit. We're sleepwalking into Europa League qualification or Conference League qualification. We're sleepwalking. And today, for me, that's the final nail in the coffin. Because if you're not picking up 3 points against Ipswich, I'm not trusting you to handle business against any of these other teams. Simple. So, there you go. You need a win against Newcastle at St. James's. You need a win at the City Ground. You need to beat Liverpool. Good luck. Good fucking luck. Good luck. Good luck and goodbye. I ain't got nothing else to say. I expected to win 3-0 today. I was cussing out bare the Ipswich players before. I said, yo, you don't need to play. You don't need to try. Broadband on the bench. Sky Broadband. You know what I mean? Not even Gigafast. Not even Community Fibre. You're already relegated. 12 points. Just give it a rest. These man come, show up, show out. Dog walked us at times in the first half. And then in the second half, it didn't go our way. But we should never have been in that position in the first place. You should never be 2-0 down at home to Ipswich and have to come back. Simple. People will talk about, oh, when are you going to talk about Maresca? Let me tell you something about Maresca. I don't care. Because if P45s are being sent out and going through letterboxes, there's multiple P45s. And as long as you understand that, then we can talk. But if you think changing the manager with the same people running this clown show, this circus, right? Making these recruitment decisions, spending this level of money, building these type of squads. If you think you could just, because really what you need to remember is the targets they go for, the level of manager that they look to bring in, who hired this manager, what type of manager do you think they'll get to replace him? How many elite level top managers have rejected them because of the way they rolled, because of the way they move, because of their overemphasis on development of every single young player you can ever get your hands on. Because of their scattergun approach. 1 minute they're interested in Barcola and Desiree Doué. Next thing they're interested in fucking Garnacho. So if those are the people you think I'm going to trust to hire the next manager, you are skunked. You're done for. So when I see P45s for people that are important, then we can hand out P45s for people that aren't. It's like asking me, do I want Kepa to go? I don't really care really at this point. I don't really care. Focus on what put us in this mess. Who made these key, big, massive decisions? Who spent 72 hours a day? Anyway, 2-2, Chelsea 2, Ipswich 2. Doesn't get any worse than that, people. It really doesn't. And that's actually coming from behind to get that result. That's actually us salvaging the 2-2. Not even, it's mad. Oh, smash up the icons. What else can I say? In a bit, people. Peace.